Welcome to the Goods from the Woods. My name is Rivers Langley.
I'm Sam Harder.
And I'm Carter Glasscock.
And joining us today, back again for the first time since November 27th, 2018. I looked this shit up. It's our friend, the Grand Poobah of the fucking hard times.
Bill Conway. Hello. Yes, last time I was here, I was very bloody.
That's right,
I slammed bombing a hill on my way over here. And today, not as bloody.
Yeah.
But
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Last time, I tried to hide it. I was in a lot of physical pain, during the entire podcast, because you bomb a hill, you get speed wobbles, you fall off. I hadn't bombed a hill in so long, and the hill didn't look that steep. And I was like, I got this.
Yeah.
I get 2/3 of the way down, and I'm fucking on the ground sliding. A pickup truck goes by me, laughing their ass off. And I'm like, yeah, I'm just bleeding here. And I came here. I had the road rash, swollen elbow, just keeping my elbow off of your chair so I'm not bleeding on it. And
Was it the hill by Juanita?
Yeah, I think it was, probably somewhere on the other side of Silver Lake there.
it was off of Sunset, somewhere over there. But
Where
it was
all those really steep hills are.
The steepest.
It wasn't even that steep of a hill. Any skateboarder would look at it and be like, dude, that's what you slammed on, you fucking loser? Yeah, I did. It was bad.
Yeah, well, you know how punctual Rivers likes to keep it at the show, so you were probably going faster than the average skateboard.
That's right.
Yeah, I was like, if I don't make it on time, Rivers is going to fucking blacklist me.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done in this town.
He's blacklisted me numerous times.
Yeah.
I haven't recovered.
I mean, everybody just keeps coming to my house and bleeding on all my stuff.
Yeah.
There's no way to stop this.
I guess back then it was two different hosts, too.
It was.
Yeah.
It was-
Well, no, Sam was here. It was Sam
was here.
and Dr. Pat. Yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
was hiding my pain so well that you
Yeah, I don't
didn't even
remember
notice.
that.
'Cause,
Yeah.
I have a bunch of brain damage.
By the way, before we get started, I wanted to say shout out to Brooke Magny for my Lemon Street Market t-shirt. She heard our episode about Lancaster, PA that we did with Aaron Lampart and sent me a shirt from Lancaster. So
Let me see.
it says, buy local, know thy farmer. So this is a woman-owned local organic market there in Lancaster, PA. So shout out to them.
It's a good color for a shirt.
Yeah, I like it.
it's a
kind of
slick shirt.
Yeah, hell yeah. So thank you to Brooke. And if you happen to find yourself in Pennsylvania Dutch country, go check out the Lemon Street Markets.
Well, if anybody sees you in that shirt and they point it out, and you're going to have to be like, yeah, I love Lancaster, because it's so local that you have to pretend you live there.
That's
You know?
true.
It's like-
Someone's going to ask about it.
I've been close to that area, so if somebody
That's such a good response.
well, no, but
I've heard of it.
close to there.
well, no, it's like knowing one thing about the baseball team on your hat you're wearing. Just in case somebody comes up to you, you could be like,
Name
"Oh."
5 songs.
Yeah,
Name
exactly.
5 songs.
Right. It's like if you have a Clash T-shirt
Angel of Death,
or
Rain
whatever,
and Blood,
right.
I would say
Walk.
The one from the Mission Impossible 2 soundtrack.
Chop Suey.
Someone asked about the shirt. It's
My
really
favorite Slayer songs right there.
Wait, that was Slayer? I thought that was Bob Marley.
I don't know. It's Damian Marley.
If someone
Oh,
asked
son.
about the shirt, it's a great end to just advertise the podcast.
That's true.
To a stranger.
And I can say oh yeah, well, I've never been to Lancaster, but I did a hell of a show in Williamsport. You might have heard about it.
yeah,
I
beautiful Williamsport.
I set the Susquehanna River on fire that night, y'all, at the one lesbian bar in that town.
Someone in Los Angeles might stop you and ask what you know about Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
That's what
You
I'm
got to be
saying.
ready.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm absolutely ready. I'm ready to defend all of my clothing items.
Say you're in that Walmart at the Empire State, the Empire Center in Burbank. Someone's like, "Oh, a fellow Lancasterian."
Oh, I did have a great T-shirt encounter at that Walmart. I was wearing
Really?
my Elvis Costello T-shirt, and this lady comes up and she goes, "I love your Larry King shirt." I was like, God damn it.
It would be great to have a photo of Larry King, in the cover of My Aim Is True. Where
Yes.
He's got a guitar and stuff.
Yeah, just put Larry King's head on there. Meth Syndicate, where are you at? Make one for us, please.
How long have you been struggling with your weight?
My aim is true. Oh, shit. Well, today Sam has got our ungodly concoction. What do we got, Sam, and where did it come from?
Today we went all the way to Grocery Outlet in Pasadena / I don't know, sort of Altadena. I don't know.
Altadena, the Spanish word meaning the other Dina. Shout out to George Coffey. That's his joke.
Ooh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. But this is called Go Girl.
You go, girl.
You Go Girl?
No, I'm telling
This is
you.
Okay.
A sequel to Go Gert.
Yeah, you've tried Go-Gurt.
Now
try
Go Girl.
Go Girl.
And this is an empowering brand for women. And you know that because the can on the side, there's a quote, and it says, a brand that empowers women every day. From Shannon Deary Bell, the founder of Go Girl.
Oh, yeah.
So the same
Every day.
the same intensity of a crazy male energy drink owner is already in this one.
Oh, yeah, I looked her up.
Oh, good.
Oh, yeah,
good.
there's pictures of her posing in front of vats of this.
Oh, Jesus.
Just looking
Christ.
very intensely. She's holding a sixer.
There's like a Walter White, Jesse Pinkman situation in the background, or there's
Yeah.
like a secret door underneath the vat.
They're chasing a fly around it.
So, yeah, I don't know. It seems weird.
I looked it up. Launched in 2005 in Sacramento, but then they were relaunched in 2020 because I guess they lost the vision or something. And-
Women have been more empowered since 2020, and I think this drink
Yeah.
has a lot to do with it.
yeah.
100%, yeah.
Their website says Go Girl aspires to reach women of all interests and backgrounds, from health enthusiasts and late night university students to first responder professionals and business women who need a boost. So this is for late night university students, which I'm like, you know,
All right. Well,
sounds like a
sessions.
sounds like a porn website.
Rivers, let's do the favorite part.
Oh well, hold on. I
Okay,
wanted.
oh, there's
there's something very crucial because.
Oh, no. That's bad.
Well, so Sam, what we're looking at here, this is what we call dead stock because this is
Discontinued.
Are you telling me Grocery Outlet sold me a product they no longer make?
well, it was
Hope you
recent.
kept your receipts.
So this is from July of 2022. This is from the website for Go Girl Energy. Dear loyal supporters and customers of our beloved brand, we are disappointed to announce that we must pause operations for Go Girl Energy once current stock is depleted. So all the Go Girl Energy they ever made has been made. So they're on pause
So wait a
until
minute.
further notice.
So you want to drink this collector's item? Right now?
I know, right? That's a good point.
Yeah, how much do these sell for online?
Well,
I put my kid through college on a can of Go
we
Girl.
could make more money off this can than
Well,
this podcast.
I
potentially.
will say, if we're basing this surely on their social media presence, their most recent Twitter post has 1 like, and that like is from the Goods from the Woods podcast. Just to let them know we're coming for them.
Hey, there's the Studiverse out there.
That's right. Yeah.
Making
Go-
change in the world that
Yeah.
needs to happen.
Make them bring it back. But they say, we ultimately pursued every option possible to keep this business viable, but at the end of the day, we wanted to keep true to our mission. Ultimately, a conclusion was reached. We refused to compromise on the quality or affordability of our product, and thus, we must put operations on hold.
Hey.
So Joe Biden ruining another small business.
And this is, I think, the thing about this energy drink, it's a clean energy drink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That's what
okay.
it says on the can. So
Absolutely.
The quality of the ingredients is probably
They wiped the rat feces off the can from the back.
Yeah, we definitely should wipe this off. This was purchased by a super fan, Christy.
Oh, shout out to Christy.
So, yeah, I think this should be good.
All right, let's give it a try.
That's like the same every time we do. I don't know. That noise is. Ooh.
You can hold off on mine. I don't drink anything carbonated. It's just a thing.
Gotcha.
It's a thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Rivers never tells anybody about this segment before they come
The
on.
last time you were on, we didn't do this.
Yeah, no, this is like
This is 200
recent
episodes later. or
COVID
something.
madness. Okay, I'm enticed by the possibility.
It smells kind of good.
Oh Christ!
It tastes kind of shitty. as
Oh
fuck.
my
It
God!
doesn't. It smells sweet, but it doesn't taste sweet at
It's
all.
supposed to be a raspberry lemonade. Is that what we're
It
going
tastes kind of more like a lemonade.
Bill, are you sure you don't want to drink a discontinued energy drink?
Yeah, what's wrong with you, Bill?
Dude, this is fucking nasty, dude.
That we're all having very averse
the
reactions to.
aftertaste is
Oh,
so
Rivers just
gnarly.
chugged it.
I got
Rivers
to.
is
I got to get
gross.
rid of it.
Rivers is gross.
that's,
This might be one I'm not going to finish. Truly,
Yeah.
I'm going to give it one
Well-
or two more sips, but
It's like
The taste, and maybe it's because I was just drinking coffee. I hate to interrupt you, but the taste in my mouth right now is the taste I have after I vomit. Like that stomach acid bile flavor is in my mouth right now.
it's very stomach acid. It's very It's like when you're eating something that you've eaten a million times before, and this one tastes like a little tangy, and you're like, I shouldn't. Like, this is definitely this is gonna give me food poisoning. But you keep doing it because you're lazy.
Yeah, definitely.
That's like what the feeling I get from this. Where I'm like, I should trust my first instinct to not finish this.
Why? Just because they have ceased production forever?
I mean, I don't want to be added to
I
the.
check the date on the can.
Oh,
now.
dude, there's a.
I checked it.
There is a.
We're good for another month.
Perfect.
There's an open grave filled with people who died from Go Girl somewhere in Virginia, and we're going to get added to that. But now we have a recorded record.
That's right.
And our families could sue.
It's Sacramento, and people go missing in that Central Valley all the time.
The fucked up part is it still smells really good, even though I know it
does
tastes
smell
bad.
good.
Like it's still.
It doesn't smell. It doesn't taste like shit. It just tastes off, concerningly off.
That's a great way to put it. There's a missing piece that should be there that's just simply not there. But
And that's where they refused to compromise. Somebody said, we want this to taste nice. They're like, no, our drink tastes like shit.
yeah,
Smells nice.
it's more akin to like a seltzer than it does, because it doesn't really have like that big of a flavor behind
Yeah.
it. But it reminds me of a bad version of my favorite seltzer that I haven't seen in a while, but they have like a raspberry lemonade Arrowhead that is quite good, but I haven't seen that shit in forever. So this is a worse version of that seltzer. But anyway, R.I.P. Go Girl.
Gone Girl.
Gone Girl. There we go.
Yeah.
Boom. You hit
That
it.
was-
Ben Affleck.
One more sip.
Go on,
Guys,
girl.
I'm doing my last.
Oh,
sip.
you got to take it down.
And see, on the initial taste, you're like, oh, that's almost fine. It does taste kind of lemonade-y to where it is sour, but then there's an aftertaste that
Yes.
comes up.
That's very chemically.
It's like vinegary.
According to the ingredients, that might be the Go Girl Energy Blend.
Oh, what is? We have our
that
chemist
could be
and Dr. Andy Vandy. What is the Go Girl Energy Blend, sir? We need to know, Doctor.
It's proprietary. They can't list everything. You know?
It's,
Yeah.
it's like the bottom of the periodic table, and it just spells out Go Girl.
There's dietary fiber in here.
Yes,
Cinnamon.
insulin fiber, from what I read, which I don't know what that means, but
I don't think it says insulin. Inulin. Like,
Oh, inulin.
So I don't even know what that is. But then again,
Yeah. How much caffeine is in this? Did you look that up?
400 mil. No, it
this
says
is 120. I
It
think.
says not to consume more than 400,
right.
which is bullshit, as we all.
Yeah, no, you just keep going until the blackness starts kind of surrounding your eyes. It grows dimmer and dimmer. That's when you stop. That's when you stop.
You Yas Queen until your heart explodes.
I think realistically, the normal thing. There's a lot of normal ingredients in this, but magnesium is listed.
Oh,
and that's
sure.
not a usual energy drink ingredient, as far as I can recall.
Why? Because it burns underwater?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe the magnesium sulfite.
It's going bad.
It's yeah. Well,
Yeah, I immediately have indigestion.
It's keto friendly.
Oh,
That's
and,
nice.
and,
Oh, it's
and vegan.
vegan.
I
Yeah,
saw
it's
that.
vegan,
Yep.
it's one of those energy drinks that refuses to put meat in there, which is nice.
Yeah, I
I mean, I like to have a little bacon strip hanging out of the energy drink.
I was gonna say,
this is different, and I like it.
Last week we tried out hype sauce, or as I was calling it, energy mayo.
That was good.
Yeah, hype sauce was
Hype
decent.
sauce?
It was good. You
That's
missed
what my
it,
doctor
Carter.
says when he needs a semen sample. Oh, that's disgusting.
I'm actually going to be jerking off in public on Thursday for a semen sample.
That's nice.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so that will be good.
How public? Are we talking like a park bench?
How much
or-
are the tickets?
Yeah, they might put me in a room. I don't know. I'm not asking. You know, whatever you need from me.
It's going to be at the Lyric Hyperion. Shows at 7. They might have a coffee machine by then.
Yeah, it's been an ongoing ordeal. I got a vasectomy in November, and I've had this follow-up appointment I've needed to get to check things out. Make sure the pipes are cleared. It's been a disaster. Nobody will let me jerk off in their building.
You have to get a special permit for
Yeah,
that or
apparently
something.
so. I mean, yeah, I gotta petition the city and just be like, hey, just give me the cup, you know? Like,
I don't care what you do with it afterwards. Just give me the cup.
but,
I'm good to go.
Put me in, coach. I'm ready to jerk it.
Oh my god, yeah. That reminds me. One time I was in college when they were showing us the dorms, and this guy was giving us like the tour and everything. And I remember the guy was like our parents were with us, and we were like at the showers, and he's like, and just a note to the guys, if you're going to masturbate, please do it in your rooms. It is really clogging up the our shower drains. This is like the first day.
That is not even a thing, right? That's so
that would
much
have,
cum.
I was going to say, that would have
Yeah.
to be an incredible amount.
Eating at the quad later, we were all like, that was weird. That guy's chunky cum comment was kind of weird. Huh?
Jesus.
But yeah.
That's fucking. That's a lawsuit. That's a lawsuit nowadays.
your dad pulls you aside, like, don't listen to that guy. Jerk off wherever you want.
A glasscock man jerks off where he pleases.
We're paying good money for you to go to this college. Go nuts in that bathroom, kid.
I saw a guy just gently shaving another dude's ass. I walked into the dorm bathroom one time, just down on one knee.
That's a good
just,
friend, yeah.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what a solid bro. But at the
Friend.
Lover or whatever you want.
whatever, you know.
Lost the bet.
Yeah, lost a bet.
They were both on the swim
We were
team.
joking around, guys.
Yeah, they were both on the swim team, and he was getting, aqua dynamic.
Yeah, you have
all
to
that hair.
shave my Chewbacca-like ass.
Yeah, but see now, if that activity was going on, that would clog up the drains, perhaps with the hair. But jerking it—that's water soluble, baby. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Apparently, it had been an issue, and people were doing it on the first day.
It was probably more of just people are jerking off in the showers and they don't want that.
Right? Yeah.
Yes.
So they're just like, yeah, it's a sewage thing.
It's like this is classic. Leave a note posted on our door situation. You want some of mine, Sam?
No, Rivers will.
I'll take it
Rivers
down.
is drinking
No,
almost
you
the
don't do it. Don't do it.
And this is
Bill is recoiling in
so
horror.
the guy who keeps track. This is a 0 out of 5.
Yeah, this is
for me.
bad. This is
And
absolutely.
Rivers
not good.
chugged it.
Yeah.
Yeah, take them all down. There are people in the third world who are starving of energy drinks. Okay, you can't let them go to waste.
If you gave this to a third world person, they would die. Their body could not handle whatever the fuck poison that we've grown up on and gotten used
It'd be
to.
like chemical warfare. There's like laws against
Yeah, it
giving
would,
this
yeah.
stuff to people.
Oh, girl, I'd be in trouble if you left me now. 'Cause I don't know where to look for love, and I just don't know how. Oh, girl, I'll be in trouble if you leave me now.
I'm trying to get my affairs in order coming up for the spring, trying to figure out concerts to go to and things I want to do. And
Business decisions.
Business decisions. We know I only got a certain amount of money and I can only divvy it up in fun ways, only so much. And there was an activity that's happening next month down at the Airport Hilton that got me pretty excited. And I was going to share this with you guys. This is from an article, Anna Merlin writing for Vice Magazine. And this is about the Conscious Life Expo.
Sounds good.
Yeah, this
far,
shit.
man.
This sounds so fun. The Conscious Life Expo is the largest New Age health and wellness expo in the U.S. It's usually a genial, chaotic circus for 3 days every February. The halls of a Los Angeles Hilton burst with psychics, UFO experts, self-proclaimed extraterrestrial laser light workers, and healers of all stripes. Plus, table after table of crystals, pyramids, oils, potions, and dubious cure-alls.
How did Go Girl not sponsor this?
They went out of business too soon.
Yeah.
You know, they absolutely missed
My
the boat on
mouth
this.
still tastes like shit.
Yeah.
The back of my throat, it won't go away.
I'm still reeling a little bit from that.
The founder, Robert Quicksilver,
course. Yeah, birth name, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, got to be his real name.
He said recently that the expo made it through the pandemic by the skin of its teeth. The 2021 expo happened online and 2022 happened at its usual location, but was a little quiet. And he says, quote, people were still afraid, but he expects that this year it's going to be different. It's going to be as busy a show as it's ever been, he said. And his son, whose name is Michael Satva.
Okay.
So again, like a totally fucking fake name that he stole from Patrick Swayze in Point Break, Bodhisattva.
Oh,
Yeah, he is a co-producer of the event, and he said that they expect to see between 8 and 12,000 attendees at this thing. I don't know if y'all spend much time at the Hilton down there, but
oh yeah.
that's pretty fucking huge for that building.
Well, over
for this
3
thing.
days, you know.
Yeah, I suppose.
People are coming and going
Yeah.
all day long.
But this year, Conscious Life is also introducing a brand new and potentially controversial element called the Rabbit Hole Room.
So the QAnon room.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, it's all like pyramids and healing oils and all this bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have a room that is specifically for the craziest crazy people of all time.
You know that there will be security guards out front wearing masks.
Oh, yeah. Here's some of the speakers that are going to be appearing in the Rabbit Hole Room. And
D. Snyder.
there is one comedian that I gotta talk about in a moment. But so featured speakers include anti-vaccine heavyweight Del Bigtree.
Is that how he's listed?
That is what the article says. He's,
Anti-vaccine heavyweight champion of the world, Del Bigtree.
Yeah, wait, we got to do it this way. Dale Bigtree. There we go. But his lecture is titled Transmuting the Agenda and promises to, quote, expose the fraud, lies, and various conflicts of interest that have allowed the pharmaceutical industry to evade safely testing for vaccines. So that's
Well,
one thing.
You know what I hate about stuff like this? It's like
Everything.
yeah. Like the thing that drives me nuts is like you're making me want to defend the pharmaceutical industry.
I know.
Yeah. And I'm not a fan of the pharmaceutical industry.
Right.
But like I don't like them either, but like this isn't the thing
Right.
there, Chief.
Yeah, there's, as I've always said, there's like a fork in the road where you can go one way and be a normal person with a real criticism of power, of existing power, and then there's the other way, which is way easier to understand, which is a left turn into crazy town.
Yeah, but criticizing pharmaceutical companies to make medicines more affordable for people, that's an understandable thing to do. But
Yeah.
yeah, but to go off and to say that they're trying to poison everybody or whatever the fuck their agenda is.
Right. And my favorite thing is like if you just think that all the way through, it's like they're just trying to make money, man. It's like, yeah, but if everyone dies, they don't make the money.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it has to work. It's just it's too expensive is the issue.
But I will say this: after I got the most recent booster, I have been jittery and walking backwards.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
Weirdest thing.
Oh, I've been doing backflips like that little dog, that you turn on and it just
Yeah.
and then it does a backflip.
That dog was vaccinated.
Yeah,
too.
that's what happened,
That's
actually.
the thing.
I've been pretty okay, except for like 20 minutes before I go to sleep. I like directly communicate with the pyramids
I
in
hate
Giza.
that.
Yeah, it's just for like 20 minutes, and then
Oh.
I'm communicated with psychologically about how to overturn the U.S. government. But that's
It's enough with the wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Shut up. I'm trying to sleep. Another speaker, Sean Stone, son of director Oliver Stone, who will be giving a talk about the Great Awakening, a term usually used in QAnon circles. New Age filmmaker Frank Jacob.
QAnon nepo babies has got to be.
It's the most annoying version, too. It's like Oliver Stone's annoying on his own. It's like now the next degradation of that gene pool is worse somehow.
Betty has a band too.
I'm sure they're going to open for him. New Age filmmaker Frank Jacob will speak about how the Large Hadron Collider at CERN is, quote, being used to open portals to other dimensions in a timeline war.
Oh man, the Hadron Collider shit is the funniest.
That one, that's almost like pre-QAnon, like when
I remember hearing about that shit back in like 2012.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
Yeah,
like
when it first came out, people instantly were like, I don't know what this is, but it's bad.
Yeah, well, it's like
Yeah,
a
they all
black hole.
became physicists. Like, what we're talking about is the quantum, this space. You
Yeah.
know? It's like, what are you talking about? You dropped out of high school in freshman year.
Think about the science, bro. It's like the black hole will open and then the Terminator will come through, dude.
Yeah, he's gonna be fully naked. That'll make me feel bad because I don't look like that. You know?
yeah, I think the CERN thing is the last fun conspiracy theory before it just ruined an entire generation's brain. Like that was the very
Hadron
last
Collider one? Yeah.
I think because that's the most recent technology. Like I've said many times, there was a point where it was like UFOs and Bigfoots and fun stuff, and then all of a sudden it was like, oh no, this is just everyone believes the craziest shit you've ever heard.
Yeah.
But I'd go to that one. That one sounds interesting. About
at least show me the weird stuff behind this. Like, here's what I believe that this is to be. Tell me about your weird fucking beliefs. Because I want to know how crazy you get.
Then there's this person, Laura Eisenhower, who purports to be the great-granddaughter of Dwight Eisenhower. She will discuss how attendees can, quote, de-weaponize the dark technologies that have been implemented upon us. Laura Eisenhower alleges that her great-grandfather entered the U.S. government into treaties with extraterrestrial entities.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic conspiracy theory right there, that after the bombs that in Japan that Eisenhower had to get in front of those aliens and be like, yo, sorry. Because I believe that's how Eisenhower talked.
Like
like an 80s B-boy.
Like the fourth Beastie Boy.
No sleep till military-industrial complex. I don't. All of this represents a new era for Conscious Life. After years of denying that conspiracy theories are a major facet of the exposition and a big draw for its thousands of attendees, its organizers are much more openly making a place for them. And so the person who wrote this interviewed these people in 2020, right before the pandemic started, was the last one. So probably the first COVID case in Los Angeles came out of this place, if we're being real.
Oh, wow.
I mean, that's just my personal theory, but I mean, it happened in like
You kind of hope so.
February 2020.
Yeah.
So this is from the article. When we last spoke in early 2020, Robert Quicksilver was clear. He didn't particularly like conspiracy theories, and he didn't want that kind of content at Conscious Life. Quote, I don't do disclosure or conspiracy stuff or secret stuff. It's more about healing and health. So
I mean, like, if anti-vax conspiracy theories made their way into like GNCs, then they're certainly going to make it into like 3-day weekend aliens corroborated with JFK.
Well, and also like this is like, you know, having a bunch of sharks come and then be surprised there's remora hanging off their ass. Like they come with the package, you know, it's just part of it. She says, as I wrote at the time, this was not strictly speaking true. For years, Conscious Life has hosted obvious conspiracy theory content along with lectures about angels, miraculous healing, UFOs, and alternate dimensions. In 2015, they had a conspiracy panel that was literally titled Conspiracy Panel.
Man, I mean, I like these people that they're just getting into everything.
Yeah.
You know, not the collider angels. They probably are into the fucking like weather control shit.
Area 51.
They're into the cool conspiracies, not all the just pedophile ones.
Not the Tom Hanks baby-eating pedophile ones,
That one's true, though.
I mean, I've seen that. I mean, living here, you do see that. You see
Tom Hanks is actually at the corner of Sunset and Gower right now eating a baby.
Well, I live across the street from like from my kindergarten. I just always see him down the street, be like, with like a trench coat, like flapping in the wind. It's just something you see when you live out here.
Oh yeah. Kim Basinger is at Nubu right now eating child sushi.
I saw John C. Reilly eating kid kebabs.
That's with the garlic sauce from Zanku. Ooh,
yeah. I mean, it's a taste of the town. You got to try it.
It is a taste of the town. So one of the conspiracy panel was hosted by Sean David Morton, and they describe him as a jolly UFO guy and financial conspiracy theorist who, along with his wife Melissa, later went to prison for fraudulent tax returns.
All right.
So Quicksilver was insistent at the time that panels like those had been blips on the overall face of what the expo is about. Quote, I learned my lesson and I stopped that, he said. I became disinterested in conspiracy stuff completely. There's things I'm interested in and things I'm not. If I don't like it or if it's not my cup of tea, it doesn't have to be at the expo. I like art and beauty and spiritual things. This year, he acknowledged that it was a bit different, in large part to his son. So this guy is like a 90s crystal incense UFO communion pyramid motherfucker, but now he's got his little shithead son who's booking most of this expo, and he's the one bringing in all the weird QAnon types.
Are any of these people actually QAnon?
So,
they're just into the more fun ones.
Fucking Sean Stone
except
is
for the anti-Jew ones.
Yeah,
of course.
Sean Stone, Oliver Stone's kid, 100% is like full on fucking QAnon.
That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Do QAnon people say they're QAnon people?
No,
or do they always hint at it? And so it's like, like, oh, people will get then I'm this.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
catch.
all
It's
coded.
catchphrases.
Yeah.
It's sort of.
I'm just awake, brother, or like some shit like
right,
that.
yeah. If you ever heard the terms like the Great Awakening or any shit like that, unless they're talking about 1820s America.
Right,
then,
of
yeah.
course.
But deciding who to invite to present at the expo is a complicated thing, as both Sattva and Quicksilver acknowledged. I love that the son also has a different last name that he made up. For one thing, since Conscious Life is such a major event, anyone who's invited to speak is potentially growing their audience exponentially. There's also the fact that some of the most popular type of presenters, like say psychics, are inherently hard to vet.
Wait, hold on. Let's go back and do this math. Exponentially growing their audience, and they're expecting max 12,000 people. How low do you have to be to get to because if you just like double things enough times, like you get to 1 million in under 30,
Yeah.
So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah, this is true.
How much does it get to get? How many times do you have to double something to get to 12,000?
Like 8 times?
Yeah.
Shoot, I don't know.
And keep in mind, that's probably like it could be 5,000 more or 5,000 less
Right.
than that. Probably 5,000 less. There'll
Yeah.
probably be
Yeah.
2,000 people max there.
Right. Well, and I just like the phrase psychics are hard to vet.
Yeah.
It's like you
They didn't predict my future accurately enough.
Yeah, you like sit them down and be like, what is my grandmother's name?
In 20 minutes, what will I be doing? You will be out of this room. You're good. You are good.
You'll either be at Arby's or taking a shit, depending on whether or not you've eaten lunch.
It's right next to Arby's. It's at the Netflix building right next to Arby's.
Hey, but this is down by the airport. They ain't shit down there. Arby's is the best thing down by the airport. One of his biggest concerns, he said, was censoring the dialogue presented by the attendees. So this is where we get into the whole don't cancel me, bro thing. Quote, I think it's the responsibility of the individual to assess what's in front of them, to try to find fact from fiction. It's a tricky thing to ask the public, but I don't think there's any other way to do it. This is the guy presenting The Rabbit Hole Room, which is another way to describe losing your mind. So
Rabbit hole responsible for so many YouTube premium signups.
he says, we don't want anything inciting hate or violence. We don't want anything political, and we want to be careful how we present anything related to health and healing. I'm like, you're doing it wrong by presenting this thing at all.
Just fun stuff, Bigfoot,
Lizard people.
yeah,
Yeah, lizard people.
lizard people, Bigfoot, stuff like that. Area 51.
Yeah. Oils. My favorite was there was like an extraterrestrial light healing. I liked that one where you just sit in a room full of lasers.
Is that
and
a
it
Close
fixes
Encounters of the Third Kind?
you. No, I think it's literally they just shine lasers on you while you're in a room and you just breathe.
They take laser pointers and shine it directly in your eyeball.
Yeah. They just recreate
I like the
Monday
idea-
Nitro from '99. Just Goldberg with lasers on his face.
I like the idea that you could buy potions.
Oh yeah,
Like it's
Yeah.
like a RPG or something.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know you could actually buy something called a potion still. Thought that stopped like hundreds of years ago.
I mean, at this schmuck festival, you have to have like
Yeah.
actual useless vials.
Oh yeah. Vaccine and COVID conspiracy theories seem to underpin a lot of what's going on in the rabbit hole room, and health and wellness are, in general, Sattva said, where it gets tricky. If it's here that he's willing to go towards what looks like the fringe, for instance, this year, and we've talked about this before, the expo is going to feature Tesla biohealing chambers. So if you remember the med beds, where it's a can of magic that costs $20,000
I remember these.
that you put under your bed, and the magic fixes your whatever's ailing you. They're gonna have these at the thing.
They're gonna have the magic cans.
They got the magic cans. They
And
got
they're by Tesla now.
no. That's just what they named it because
yeah, I made
Tesla,
that mistake too.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
just what-
Elon Musk is in on this.
no, it's just what they named it because Tesla is a last name, so you can just name.
yeah,
so they're
okay.
called like Tesla Biohealing is the name of the company. But
I mean, so's McDonald's.
good point. Yeah, that, and they also have devices that promise to heal the genome itself.
Oh, that's my problem lately is my genome. So, like, achy in the morning. Like, you turn 38 and all of a sudden your genome is
Yeah.
I'm
I'm about to be 36, and I'm like, my genome's starting to swell a little bit.
Yeah.
Hurts when I sit down.
I come from a long line of sick people, and I need alien lasers to zap the ghosts of my family's past.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I mean,
Absolutely.
you start living here long enough, you start, you don't just turn your nose up at these things. After a while, you're like, well, The genome could use a fresh coat of paint.
Tom Hanks is eating these babies. They must be good for you.
I mean, what do I know? You know, he's in A Man Called Otto. I'm not in A Man Called Otto. I want to be A Man Called Otto.
You're not argue with a man who's in The Man Called Otto. That's what I always say.
I don't know what that movie's about. But I'm sure Tom Hanks' character is named Otto.
I have seen the trailer enough times to believe that the movie is about a man who is an asshole who must become Tom Hanks.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah.
He's got to reach a Hanksian level of niceness by the end of the film.
I see.
So it's
Is A Man Called Otto going to sponsor this Schmuck Festival?
maybe. Ooh, man. Think of the sub-conspiracies that would breed. If you showed up at the conspiracy festival and there was fucking Tom Hanks posters everywhere, you'd be like, oh my God, it's a trap. They're trying to kill me and eat my babies.
How fun would that be if you had like fuck you money to like sponsor something like this? To be like, this thing brought to you by Tom Hanks, and they're like, oh fuck.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Fuck you money of that caliber comes from disappointing Nepo babies.
Yes. Oh,
Like
yeah.
Chet Hanks can throw his money into this. And,
Or fucking Sean
or
Stone.
Sean Stone, or,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. The one thing Quicksilver said that he doesn't want to see, even in the rabbit hole, is the QAnon nonsense, he says. I have no taste or flavor for that. That's an important distinction. And I'm
Just like Go Girl.
yeah. And I'm like, Sean Stone is performing at your thing. He says, I can understand having conversations and points of view, but for people to say stupid things, that's just what QAnon seems to me. Stupid thing. He says, I hope when you write this article, you draw that distinction. I don't want any association with the bad stuff. Rooms where lasers fix your family genome, that's cool. But the bad stuff, yeah.
How does it
Anyway.
affect your MRA though?
Ooh,
Your mRNA or whatever. What do they call? What's under attack?
mRNA here.
Oh, yeah. The vaccines. All of ours is morphed now. Yeah.
Yeah, this
We're
is
going to
funny.
start growing tails probably next year.
Around there.
Yeah.
This is funny.
Avatar tails.
Ooh, yeah.
They connect with our
I was
cars.
gonna say, but you can fuck with those tails.
The way of the Honda Civic.
You have to get another vasectomy for the Avatar tail.
Yeah. Dude, those things are full of cum.
That's all they are. Tillicum, the whale. This is funny. They've placed the rabbit hole room at the lowest level of the hotel. So to get there, you have to go down a long hallway and down into the bowels of the building. Quote, it's to make fun of it, he added. So
So a little self-awareness, I guess.
oh yeah. So he's just got the crazy shit in the darkest basement, which is just going to be a COVID dungeon down there.
So we're gonna have a makeshift janitor's closet on the third floor, I guess, because they're doing the rabbit hole room in there.
Yeah.
They're going to do this year. The rabbit hole room, it's going to be packed, you know?
Oh yeah.
And next year they're going to be like, oh, fuck. Like the only way our stupid little fest thing is here is if we appeal to these meatballs. The whole thing.
Oh man, you got to post screenshot of just what their webpage looks like. It looks like it was on
me see.
HTML.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah.
This looks like the webpage I made in middle school.
It's a little
For
Stardust tracker when you move the mouse around. That's crazy.
And there's a road cone with an animated verb that says under construction.
Is that a little counter of how many people have visited the site at the bottom?
Ooh,
We got some GeoCity shit going on.
I was gonna
right
say, ooh, it's playing a MIDI version of the NWO theme song. Wow. No,
I
this
used to think that was actually Rage Against the Machine who did that.
Sounds pretty close.
Are you ready? My favorite is how he says the word masters. To bow to the masters. Break it down. Yeah. This shit. As soon as I read the article, I immediately was like, I got to see how much are tickets. And most of the premium packages are sold out. Unfortunately, they had
What?
Yeah. So they had the platinum VIP experience.
They put those on there knowing nobody will buy it. You put sold out, and then that's going to drive people to buy the lesser things. Those
absolutely.
were never on sale.
They're probably reselling their own tickets.
Yeah.
Above face value.
They have the Diamond Getaway, which has nights at the hotel. It includes a hotel package. They've got a VIP experience that's got priority seating, and the Bring a Friend Getaway, which has 3 day passes.
Indoctrinate a friend.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Q-pill your friend giveaway.
You feel your friend who just went through a tragedy who has nothing to lose.
That's a great first date idea, though.
Ever thought about how you've been lied to your whole life?
You got 3 days to spare real quick?
The all access platinum tickets, by the way, $600.
Wow.
Which is way more than I'm willing to pay.
Wait, is
for a
that not
check.
including staying in the hotel?
No, that just gives you entry into all events.
Okay, so
and
that
that's it.
included 3 nights at the hotel. Then I'm like, all right, do some math here.
Yeah.
That's not that bad.
No,
Yeah.
at the
Yeah, but-
Hilton, 3
but-
nights at the Hilton. It's,
Yeah.
it's
No
gonna be
hotel.
worse.
Fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah, no, that's just
I
so
bet it's
you-
not even including parking.
yeah, exactly. Well, that's just so you can like get into everything. But then they still have, I guess, remaining ones that are. Let's see. I think it was like $45 just to walk in the building.
Rivers.
I might do
There's
it.
a volunteer/media tab.
Oh God.
You could be
Ooh.
one or both of those things.
You just
Ooh.
changed the description of this podcast to like the most truth-seeking podcast
Yeah,
on the internet.
yeah,
and
yeah.
Then you file for like a press pass.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, you could so easily do this.
Liberal-
They'd let anyone from the media come
Just,
in here.
just change the description to say the liberal media is ruining the essential
This is
oils
like-
industry.
This is like cut to 2 weeks later where I have to like try. I'm gonna try to scrub my name from every episode of this podcast. Like a big Q pill podcast. I think Carter's in some QAnon podcasts out there.
That'll happen, man, when you go to LA,
Dude, you
brother.
could go there and just fucking walk around and film crazy people.
That's all I want.
As the media,
that's-
and as the media person, you would have more right to do it than if you're just some guy. who
That's
paid
true.
$45.
Yeah, I should do
I
it.
guarantee you they would let you in. I guarantee you they wouldn't even, I guarantee you they wouldn't even look into who you are.
Nobody's clicked that link yet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Oh,
no way.
Yeah, the day pass is $35 for Friday. $35 in advance, $40 at the door. So I was like,
It's like a comedy show set up.
okay, so I'm glad
Bring 10
you.
friends and
Yeah, it's a bringer show.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned comedy because there was one act on this list that I haven't
yeah,
told you about.
mentioned a comedian.
And and he is performing in the Rabbit Hole Room.
in the rabbit hole room.
Yeah, that's right. And his name is Alex the Comic.
Okay.
That's not just his Facebook fan page.
Yeah, so this is a picture of the guy, and
It's kind of a postmodern take on comedy, I guess,
yeah,
right?
well, so believe it or not, there are a lot of comedians named Alex. So just calling yourself Alex the Comic doesn't really help your SEO at all. So
Does
he's
it-
kind of hard to find.
Do they have a
Yeah.
bio on here?
They do.
Most comics
Oh,
have
yeah.
a bad bio.
Oh, yeah.
Does it say he's from Los Angeles? We got 4 people that have done stand up for various amounts of years.
Never heard of Alex the
Yeah.
Comic.
Never heard of this Alex the
I
Comic.
mean, this is a guy
up-and-coming
who
talent.
would go up at like Flappers or some place in North Hollywood. And
Oh.
as soon as they said his name, you'd just be like, okay, I'm going to go find someone to have a conversation with.
Well, not only does he go up at Flappers, Sam, he takes it to the streets. So I'll put this video up on our YouTube. So I believe this is kind of what made him infamous. He got in his car, I guess, during COVID and was driving down the streets with a megaphone, and this happened.
There's definitely not a psychological operation happening when you're convinced of a reality that's based on fear that has nothing to do with what's actually happening. Fuck you! You shut the fuck up.
A guy comes up and starts smashing his window with a bicycle.
You're fucking insane, bro. Get
Let him
fuck
finish
outta
the
here.
bit. This was like,
Get the fuck out of here. You're insane, bro.
like
You're
I
insane.
want to know where that was going.
Get the fuck away from this guy. I can't. Dude, get the fuck out of here, man.
Get away from this guy. I can't.
We're trying to wake people up because you've been psyoped. We love you, people. But you've been You're literally been psyoped.
Yeah. So, guy with a bike was he was making trouble in the neighborhood and got
crowd work is tough.
Crowd work is tough.
See, this is one of those things you learn.
That's the worst crowd work video I've seen on social media in a while. And there's
He
been
should,
a bunch lately.
he should caption that and put it
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Comic gets owned by bike rider.
I think this is something we all learn as bad children. When you are yelling stuff out of a car window, you don't do it in traffic.
No.
You
Or at
do
a
it when you're
stop-
speeding.
Yeah.
You
You have to
speed
have
through
the
that red light.
getaway planned already
Yeah.
when you're yelling
Yeah,
stuff
as soon
at
as
people.
that light on the other side of the intersection turns yellow, that's your moment to scream some shit because you're about to get the green and go.
Me and my friend Derek used to make an art of this back in Birmingham,
Oh, yeah.
Alabama.
When I was living in Portland, I was skateboarding home from work one day. Long day at the warehouse. All right? And some kids yell at me, like, they yell something out the window at me. And I catch up to them at the red light, and I just stand next to the car. And I was like, guys, you can't do that and go to a red light. What are you doing? They all rolled up their windows and wouldn't look at me, and I wasn't gonna do anything. It was just dumbasses.
You're just what if I was crazy?
Yeah. What if I was crazy? What if I was going to use this gun in my car? I'm not going to. Oh, dude.
What did they yell?
Is standard stuff like, "Hey, you're so good looking,"
Right? Yeah, you're so smart.
The last one I had when I was walking down the street is a guy goes, "Hey, you got herpes." I laughed so hard.
Dude. All right, so one time I was working in Nashville, and it was randomly snowing. It never snows there, and I was sitting outside on my break, and I was thinking about how much I hated this fucking job. And there's not a car on the street. And then this huge white truck comes by, and you can see the guy the driver already laughing, and then the guy leans out, and the passenger leans out of the car and goes, "Yo, you fat and ugly," and I laughed so fucking hard. And then he slowly because he had to drive slow in the snow, but he kind of just hooked a right, and then we locked eyes and both laughed at him calling me fat and ugly, and then I quit that job a week later. That guy helped me.
Did it? Yeah.
Rules.
When I first started growing a mustache in 2010, it was just real crusty and shit like that. And I was walking, and some guy just yells, "Get it, mustache!" And I just thought, normally somebody would yell something about me being fat, so I was like, I'll take that. That's better.
Oh yeah,
it's good.
My friend Derek's go-to was he would find people doing yard work, and they'd be like, "Clean that fucking lawn." People didn't really know what to do with it. They'd just be like, I am.
Do that job.
Yeah, mow that fucking lawn. Shit like that.
This is what his description on the ConsciousLifeExpo.com says.
Back to Alex the comic.
Yeah, this is Alex the
Yeah,
comic.
back to Alex the comic. Which he, yeah,
Let's talk about Carter being fat and ugly.
it was a great moment. It was a foundational moment in my life.
Alex will lead you down the rabbit hole of all the craziness that we've experienced the last couple of years.
So he's Jim Brewering out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he doesn't even have anything cool. You're like, oh man, well, you're
At least he was Goat Boy.
Yeah, half baked, man. No, none of that.
God, Jim Brewer's comedy now, dude. Oh, that is the cringiest
So
shit.
good. Oh,
I mean, it's great. It's great.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to work in this town.
He says, expect to laugh your tension away while awakening a greater spiritual awareness. Alex will share techniques not only to connect you with your higher self, but also to clear your energetic field of non-beneficial energies, which I'm sure we've all experienced a few over the past couple of years. So this is just a crazy guy ranting about the pandemic. Alex will share his spirit-guided vision for the new Earth and how we can co-create our preferred reality and a smooth ride into ascension together.
This is a comedian.
This is the comic.
Alex said nothing about him being funny.
No,
Yeah.
no, and also,
Audiences love his.
His record, bro, you've literally been psyop.
hit by a bike.
His headshot was also a much younger man that was in that van.
Yeah. Well, he's apparently been doing stand-up since 1997, but I am more worried about the phrase "a smooth ride into ascension together." I'm like, that's Jim Jones, right?
That is a lot of the anti-vax sentiment. I think is a lot of people slipping into middle age and having midlife crises, and then completely pivoting into nutty shit as opposed to giving up the dream in any sort of capacity. I think this is one of those cases where it's found a little salt and the pepper in his hair and shit, and he was just like, well, I'm not gonna fucking quit.
Right.
Well, first he did a couple bits about how his pubes are gray now. I'm on a couple gray pubes. Great stuff, always. And that didn't work.
You can run that by the mics a few times.
Could you find him doing comedy?
I found a very old video of
This
him
guy's
doing
been around
comedy.
since 1997.
1997. Yeah, so whatever he was
This
doing.
is the best promotion he's ever gotten.
Probably.
Yeah. Granted, the video that they shot was pretty decent looking, but the only joke that I remember was he was explaining to an audience in Sweden about gay chicken. He's like, it's where two straight guys get as close as they can to kissing without backing down. And then he goes, but you don't want to play gay chicken if the other guy's actually homosexual. And then he has the biggest crowd laugh I've ever heard, where I'm just like, he dubbed that in. Because he's in Sweden, where they're not responding to this joke in the way an American
he dubbed in
audience
crowd
will.
response from Gladiator.
Yeah.
He cuts to Joaquin Phoenix doing this.
Yeah, I couldn't find any current stuff. That bike smashing video is the most recent comedy, quote unquote, that I found of his.
Well, if you do go to this and you see Alex the comic set, you know he's going to open and be like, hey, you ever play gay chicken?
Well, I wasn't allowed to play gay chicken because of the fake COVID pandemic.
You start with your red hot bit that always works.
Yeah. You can't, you know what? Stop me. A mask. You can't play gay chicken in a mask.
I imagine he has a large social or semi-large social media presence.
I think he's probably been banned from every social media
that's
site, if I had to
true.
guess. The last person, I did just want to bring this up because it was fun. There's a woman named Karina Valesco. So they have the whole convention over the weekend. And then Monday, they have something called PostCon, where they've just got more psychos just batting cleanup on Monday, like fucking Jimi Hendrix at Woodstock. And this is Karina Velasco, and her program is called Breath Flow, Orgasmic Breathing. Exactly. It's a whole room of people just going, oh yeah, like this is
People with breathing apparatuses in their neck and shit be like, yeah. Give it, you fuck.
baby. Oh, baby, that's it. Oh, yeah.
oh fuck.
We got to get day passes to this shit.
I want to go. I want to go to this. She says,
I was lining up some concerts this weekend too. I was like, oh.
She says, your breath is a very powerful tool with the power to transform your life. This session is a journey through the art of orgasmic breath in tune with frequencies to enhance liberation. Through yeah. Through various techniques, we will activate, harmonize, energize, and clear out our energetic field. That's what you did earlier this week.
Yeah, exactly.
Cleared out your energetic field. Oh god.
Just go into this room. Here's a cup. Clear out your energetic field. What?
We will grant you access to a higher state of consciousness and flow. In this flow, we can experience greater creativity, awareness, focus, pleasure, and freedom. After the breath, we will integrate with a crystal meditation and gong bath. So you're just in a room and they're just banging gongs.
Dude, they had a sound bath at my job the other day. This is a new level of scam.
Whoa.
What is
Did you
that?
get in it?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God. Tell me everything. I've always wanted to do this scam.
It's like, I got to do it for free, and you get, like he said, which doesn't really make it better.
Do you know
but-
of the sound bath? Have you heard of this?
I am aware of the concept, but I've never been around, experienced, or known anybody that's done it.
Oh God.
It's like they basically just play like drones and stuff, but like, like
So you're listening to like sleep the entire time?
if only. It's more like Brian Eno-y sort of like
the Sleepy Time Gorilla Museum.
oh yeah, if it was proggy and circusy, that'd be. I mean, it's more like a tone. Like they'll
Yeah.
just play like a tone, and then like you like lay down and fall asleep, and they give you all these like warnings of being like, now you might start thinking about your past, and that might be a little scary to you, and like say shit like that beforehand. And then it's just a bunch of people there who've like spent their $60, and they're like, I'm just gonna get the most out of this, and it's just
Wait,
like,
did you pay to do this?
fuck no, it was free. So like my coworker was like, you can do it if you want. And I was like, all right, sure.
How long does it last?
It lasted like 30 minutes.
Dang.
I could like just hear the traffic outside.
Yeah, of course. You're on the Pacific Coast
So
Highway.
that's all I could hear.
Yeah.
And the refrigerators. But yeah, it was some nonsense. But it was a P.T. Barnum situation of suckers and being born every minute and sort of one of those things.
By the way, she says that she is the creator of energy momentum healing technique and the Yorgasmic method, an energy path of love and sexuality. Her mission is to guide people to awaken their potential and to be themselves in freedom. So Sounds like a hell of a time, y'all. I am toying with the notion of throwing down the money or doing what Sam says, showing up with a fake ass lanyard and be like, yeah, I'm from the New York Times.
They'll give you the lanyard.
Yeah, you don't have to scam your way into this.
Oh, I might try though. It might be just fun just to try to get my way in. But anyway,
okay. So I've been spending the last several minutes looking up information. About
You've been
Alex,
researching, yeah.
Alex the comic.
have you found Alex the comic?
I have found him. He doesn't have much of a Twitter base. He mostly uses Twitter to reply to other anti-vax accounts.
Cool.
About how the vaccine's bad and shit like that. About how people have been brainwashed. He does seem to have a lot. He has like 22,000 Instagram followers.
Oh, that's not concerning.
And I haven't looked at his TikTok, but he's advertising he has one of those too.
It's just he posts the bike video every day.
Yeah, I scroll down and I see the post where he's talking about going to this expo, doing comedy there. Somebody asked him how he's going to cross the border because they still can't do that or something like that.
What is he, Canadian or something?
Yeah, he's Canadian.
Okay. Well, God damn it, all these fucking Canadians coming down here and being crazy.
Making me sick.
I mean, I'm telling you, the guy who hit Nancy Pelosi, fucking Steven Crowder,
Jim Carrey.
He's great though.
Carly Rae Jepsen.
Yeah, there we go. Fuck her. No.
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. Taking Oscars away from hardworking Americans.
Yeah, for Fatso's Last Stand.
Still haven't made myself see that.
Oh, I saw it.
Did you?
I liked it.
Yeah, I don't know. I somehow made myself see Tar, so if I can fucking handle 3 hours of that bullshit, I can handle the Fatso's Last Stand.
I saw Tar last night too. Way of Water.
Yeah. Tar. Calling Avatar Tar is so funny.
Got nominated for way more things than I thought it would.
With Kate Blanchett? No, with the Na'vi.
Yeah.
You dilettante? You Philistine?
God damn it, I can't find the post. But
You're going on a rabbit hole yourself right now.
I know.
I got too far down it. But he responded to the person asking about how he's going to cross the border. He said some people or some airports aren't checking. And ground
airports
transportation is not an issue. So he's kind of like admitting he's going to scam his way through. Because I guess you're supposed to be vaccinated probably to be able to fly.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
And he is so anti-vax, it's all over his fucking shit.
Yeah, I assume that's got to be a Canadian thing because American airports sure as shit aren't doing that.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's coming from a different country, so
Right.
the laws are
Oh,
definitely
that's true.
different.
Yeah.
So he's planning on sneaking into the country.
So he might not even make it.
Yeah.
Wait,
hey, it might be an open
change.
slot.
I was about to say,
I was gonna
we should all
say.
go down there and be like, hey, I'll do the anti-vax convention.
I was going to say, I was like, do you need tape?
Yeah. Ooh, man. Yeah, that's the Conscious Life Expo. So if y'all are looking for something to do next month, check it out.
And if you go chasing rabbits and you know you're going to fall, tell 'em a hookah, smoking caterpillar has given you the call. Poor Alice, and she was just small. Feed your head, feed your head.
We have a segment on the show called Top 3, where we get our listeners to write into us at the Goods Pod with
God damn it. Sorry, I keep dropping change on the ground. I'm flush with cash right
That's a full quarter, bro.
Oh, damn. That's getting that.
I've been
right
using,
foot, right foot.
Right
Damn,
foot.
Scrooge McDuck over there.
Well, Bill watched me like scavenge for a penny earlier, and that landed in your bathroom.
Hey, I just cleaned the floor in there, so
Okay.
scrounge away, you pauper.
I've been using cash more lately, and the amount of change that ends up in your pocket by the end of the day is alarming.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
running
You're
out of
using-
places to store it. I'm running out of jars. To
Oh, I
store
got
my
one of
change.
them.
Using cash more because the vaccines, inside debit cards.
Yeah, that's right.
The
That's right.
microchip.
They're trying to create a cashless society.
It's like, where do you keep your wallet, bro?
My
It goes through your left ass cheek into your brain. I don't. Have you heard of this festival I'm going to this weekend?
I'm actually performing.
I'm not always Alex the gas station attendant. Sometimes I'm Alex the comic. Sometimes I'm Alex the romantic. Sometimes I'm Alex the sleeper.
But yeah, we get our listeners to write into us at The Goods Pod with their topics for top 3 lists, and then we populate those lists at Jess_W. Top 3 favorite sports scandals.
All right, show of hands. Who's into sports here?
I'm into
into scandals.
You're into scandals.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're not into
I had
sports
a
at
feeling that like
Yeah,
me and Rivers might be like the not know as enough about
Well,
sports.
my thing, like, because I always say, like, I used to play bar trivia all the time in college, and I always had to bring my friends Maddie P and Orion, who were like sports nuts, and they were my ringers for those categories. But if the answer to the question is like Michael Jordan or Charles Barkley, or, like people that everyone's heard of, then I could probably know that. But as far as scandals go, that's my shit. So that's
Bill,
why
Bill, you're a Massachusetts boy, right?
I am.
Oh, yeah.
Do you are you a big a Bruins fan, or what is your team? Are you a big Massachusetts teams fan?
I mean, the teams I follow are Massachusetts teams, but I really only follow football. But I will be a fair weather fan when the teams get into the playoffs or whatever. But
You big Brady guy.
yeah. I mean, TB12.
No one can fault you for that.
Yeah.
hey, you're 80 for Brady.
Exactly. I was there opening night. It's like my favorite actresses and my
I always read you for a Rito Moreno kind of guy.
Who isn't Arita Marino?
Oh yeah.
How you feeling about the Super Bowl this year?
I have all right. So going into this championship weekend that happened, I was like anybody but the Kansas City Chiefs because I fucking hate the Kansas
Why?
City Chiefs because
They're just the big market team right now, and all the State Farm commercials.
it's part of
shit
it
like
is
that.
Patrick Mahomes is everywhere, but even worse. Patrick Mahomes' brother and his wife are the most insufferable.
See, this is the shit I am into.
Yeah.
Is the things happening around the sports I like.
Yeah, they are just terrible. Like, they're awful people. If I'm Patrick Mahomes, he's a great player, but I'd be like, you two need to fucking chill because you make me look so bad.
What have they been doing? I'm unaware.
So last time they went to the Super Bowl, or maybe they won the championship game, like his wife was spraying champagne from the not the press box,
sky
but
box?
the sky box all over like the fans down below, and it's just like, dude, so I'm straight edge. I've never drank. If some horse-faced fucker is spraying me with champagne, I'm calling up there and be like, "Who the fuck you think you are, you asshole?" And like think about like the recovering alcoholic that's like, "I'm so happy that my Kansas City Chiefs have made," and then
Yeah.
that hits his lips, and he's like, "Oh, it's a sign from the heavens that I need to."
See, I can enjoy things without alcohol.
Yeah, I was about
then
to
it
say,
rains on you.
I could just enjoy the pure goodness that is sport without any sort of, hey, what the fuck?
Yeah.
As a recovered alcoholic, I gotta say that is the least way you would want to return to alcohol.
Yeah, like being
bath.
spritzed with it.
Covered
Yeah.
in shitty
was gonna say,
smelling and shit.
Flicking Andre Brute off your North
Yeah.
Face jacket.
Yeah, and
I'm
then
around
his
alcohol.
brother's always doing like TikTok dances
Oh,
on
yeah.
the field too.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
he was being disrespectful.
Does his,
to,
does his brother play, or is his?
No, it's just a dork.
He's a dick.
Oh, so he's just a coattail rider.
Yeah.
Oh, I
And Patrick
see.
Holmes, amazing player, whatever.
Seemingly good guy too.
Yeah, he seems like a good guy. But yeah, I thought the Bengals were. I like Joe Burrow. They call him Joe Cool, and he's cool. The dude's fucking cool. He's wearing an "I think you should leave" shirt in a interview. It's like, oh,
Okay.
he likes good sketch comedy. So, like,
He likes funny shit. He's probably likes good music. If that was to be what you're to make a leap from there.
yeah, if he showed up wearing like a Pig Destroyer shirt and a thing, I'd be like, holy shit, he likes good grindcore. Like, this guy's sick as hell. What the fuck?
I'm gonna have lunch with this guy.
Yeah, but and I used to live in San Francisco, so since the 49ers, I was like, all right, I'll root for the 49ers, and of course the Eagles win, and the whole city of Philadelphia is full of trash. You know, we all know this.
No one tears down their own city like Philly.
Yeah,
I
like-
love it.
Yeah, I kind of respect them for. I mean, the guy ate horse shit
Yeah.
the last time they won. That was incredible.
I was saying, like, so they played the Patriots in that Super Bowl, and I was saying, if the Patriots had won that Super Bowl, here's the most that would have happened. There would have been a sign on the highway that said, "Congrats, Patriots," you know, and then. And that's it. That's all that would have happened. A highway sign that said "Congrats, Patriots." But the people in Philadelphia, they're eating shit off the ground.
Yes,
you know,
literally.
and like diving in front of moving trains. It's like, all right, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the next day the wind did nothing for them personally, and they just have shit in their stomach.
Why does my insides feel
Yeah.
like razors? Oh,
I mean, I still feel like a winner. It's just
And my other favorite thing in Philly is the municipal workers literally come with like giant paint rollers and grease the poles
Yes.
in downtown so people can't climb up to the top of the fucking light posts.
One of the funniest celebration videos I ever saw came from a Philly thing, and a guy climbs a pole, a traffic one, and starts going on the horizontal part of it.
Oh, yeah.
He's just hanging there, and then somebody just throws a empty Grey Goose bottle, like a big one, at him, and it's rotating like end over end like a tomahawk, and it just slams him in the head, and he just
drops?
Yeah, drops.
Oh, my
It's just like that's how you guys fucking celebrate.
That's
all
You
rooting
guys
for the
are
Eagles.
awful.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the Eagles against the
Yeah,
Chiefs.
I'm
yeah.
telling you, I always am going to root for Philly just because of how trashy their wins are.
oh yeah. Do you go for any of the LA teams? No.
You know, if all things are equal, you know, it's just like, oh yeah, let's go for the LA teams. You know, it's like,
Sure.
you know, if
Yeah,
they're
why
not
not?
playing my New England Patriots, you know,
Sure,
or
yeah.
whatever, then it's like, yeah, fine, LA, whatever city I'm living in. But here's the thing: whatever city I've moved to, championships come there. You know,
That's true. Yeah, the
It is a
championships-
proven thing.
Yeah.
That
They
Bill
follow
Conway
you.
goes, championships follow.
the Giants, when I lived in San Francisco, they won the title. you
That's
know?
true. Yeah.
And then I moved to LA, the Rams win. When's the last time the Rams won? I'll tell you. It's been a while.
How
I
are
mean,
those Trailblazers doing though?
So let's see. Wait, who? Well, all right. The Seahawks won the Super Bowl.
Okay,
and
that
they're
counts.
Kind of. you
That
know,
counts. Yeah, sure.
But yeah, Trailblazers not so much.
Okay, right on.
I'm not going to say anything about the Trailblazers, but also Portland can suck it. You know,
Rude to bring up the Blazers River.
I mean, hey.
yeah. Don't disrespect Clyde the Glide. Okay.
But yeah, I'll run through mine real quick and then we'll go around. My number 3 is kind of a recent one. It's from October of last year, and that is the guys that got caught putting weights in their fish during a fishing tournament.
Oh, I like this.
Okay.
That's savvy. Like throw a couple pennies in there.
Oh, it's
Also
so
exploring
much-
the boundaries of sport
what,
and hobby.
what do they call it when you're fishing professionally? They call it sport fishing. So-
Sport fishing. Huh? Hey. you know.
Yes, and the good Bass Pro Shop in Isla Mirada, Florida, is called Worldwide Sportsman. So
It's a thing.
it's a thing. It's
Oh, I
sport
believe it,
fishing.
yeah.
There's a sport fishing video game on Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I saw.
Oh yeah.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, hey, look. I just think like you need to have like the body of like the best bowler ever.
Yeah.
You have to have a Bill Dance body to fish.
Oh, Bill Dance, my favorite athlete of all time.
Oh yeah,
But no, these two guys.
leisure athlete.
This went down in Ohio in October, and everyone is catching fish that are like around 7 to 9 pounds. And then these two guys pull up, and the prize money, it was for $29,000 was the prize for the best
bad.
fish. And everyone had been catching fish under 10 pounds. These motherfuckers roll up with a 33-pound fish.
Guys, 16 pounds.
Well, they went so fucking far with this, and the best part about this particular scandal is that the moment that everyone found out is on video.
Because somebody walked by with a magnet and the fish got like,
Yeah, well, so what it was filled with, they filled it with the lead weights, like sinkers that you use to, weigh your line down, and weirdly, fish fillets. So I think
yeah,
they just
did a DNA test. It's all fish in there.
yeah, they like packed the ass of this fish with about 20 pounds of lead weights, and then they shoved another couple of pounds of fish on top of it, and thought no one would notice.
No sportsmanship. They see.
Yeah, and they're
That's not sport.
They're actually, I said bass. They're fishing for walleye, and this is the moment, and it's fucking glorious. I'll put this up on our Twitter so people can see it, but even just hearing it is fantastic. So you see the guy here; he's cutting open the stomach because someone has challenged this. They're like, that's insane. Why does this fish weigh so much more than every other
3
fish?
times the amount of the next biggest fish.
Yeah. And so they cut open the stomach, and this is how it goes down.
We got weights and fit. There we go.
Kicking him out like an umpire in a baseball game. You're a weasel.
God damn it! That's my favorite. Some guy just
I was like, that is the most of a workout any of those guys got through the whole process of catching the fish.
It's the closest of real life of a South Park town hall meeting of people going rabble, rabble, rabble. Like it sounds like rabble, rabble. But I love that. And but what's fucked up is that these guys got charged with a felony.
No.
For doing this.
Come on, who are they hurting?
Charge?
Yeah. So fishermen Jacob Runyon and Chase Comiskey, accused of packing weights into a fish in an attempt to win nearly $30,000, pled not guilty Wednesday. They were recently indicted after an inspection of the fish.
Well, you really got to watch which state you're in. Get a felony charge for weighing your fish.
Hey, don't fuck around with the walleye fishermen in Ohio, buddy. Yeah, and my favorite little detail is that apparently they had a previous winning called into question because they failed a polygraph test. And according to this NPR article, polygraph tests are very common in the professional fishing industry. So you can't lie about like the one that got away because you're literally
Many have been used in divorce proceedings.
yeah.
So these guys are all liars and thieves.
Yeah, and so the charges are 5th degree
Is there no
felonies.
honor on the
Spend
lake?
too much out. Too much time on a boat, you turn into a pirate.
The charges are 5th degree felonies, meaning they could each bring a punishment of up to 12 months in prison and $2,500 in fines. And they also have a misdemeanor count of unlawful ownership of wild animals, which is a charge related to stuffing the fish full of fillets.
Imagine explaining to the other people in prison.
Hey, new fish, what are you in for? Well,
Funny you told me that.
You're not going to believe this.
How about you? Murder.
Yeah. So these guys are getting charged with felonies, and Joe Manchin's daughter still not charged for upping the price of EpiPens. So anyway, America's cool. My number 2, and this is just a badass one, Muhammad Ali refusing to go to Vietnam.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which
yeah.
people think of now. They're like, what a fucking awesome thing he did. At the time, he was Colin Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Every fucking white person in America was like, fuck this guy.
Yeah, he was the heavyweight champ at the time. You know,
Yeah.
and he was stripped of the title to do this. And I mean, you go to the top of the mountain. You know, you're
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Right.
You're the king. You're the baddest man on the planet. And they say you got to do this, and they wouldn't have made him do anything. You know, he would have been like Elvis over there. You know, just standing around being a figurehead. You know, like he's not going to see battle. And he says, no, fuck that.
Why should me and other so-called Negroes go 10,000 miles away from home here in America to drop bombs and bullets on other innocent brown people who's never bothered us? And I will say directly, no, I will not go 10,000 miles to help or kill innocent people.
I mean, I have Muhammad Ali tattooed on my arm for that reason. Conviction,
yeah.
baby.
That's sick.
Hell yeah. And also, I found this out when I was reading about this. In 1971, his fight of the century with Joe Frazier, which is his comeback fight, that was used by the activist group Citizens Commission to investigate the FBI to pull off a burglary at an FBI office in Pennsylvania. So they figured everyone in this office is going to be watching this fight. And so they snuck in, and that is why we know about COINTELPRO. Yeah. So
How's that not a movie?
I know. It's like an amazing heist, you know? And also Muhammad Ali, definitely a target of COINTELPRO. Like they were always trying to find dirt on that guy. So anyway, Muhammad Ali refusing to go to Vietnam. And then my number 1, it's not really a scandal. It's just an ongoing scandal that is the center fielder formerly of the Mets and the Phillies, Lenny Dykstra. Everything he does is fucking crazy. People always say, like, when they talk about Kenny Powers, they're like, oh, he's based on John Rocker. And I'm like, that aspect of him saying fucked up things about the town that he's playing in is based on John Rocker. The real Kenny Powers is fucking Lenny Dykstra, 100%. He's got the steroids. He's got the fraud. He had a magazine that was specifically for private jet millionaires called Players Club.
I subscribe to that. Yeah. Lots of hardcore pornography in that.
Drunk driving car crash, indecent exposure, sexual assault allegations, a federal bankruptcy case, case, Grand Theft Auto, and he was arrested in 2018 on charges that he threatened to kill an Uber driver while in possession of cocaine and ecstasy. So,
What, the Uber driver was in possession of it? Then yes, I support that. I mean, it's a criminal.
That guy's driving around on the influence.
but yeah, so that's my top three: Fish Guys, Muhammad Ali, and Lenny Dykstra.
It's a good top three.
What do you got, Bill?
All right, so top one for me is being from Massachusetts. It's the Rosie Ruiz Boston Marathon scandal, where she entered the race, took a taxi basically to the finish.
Love it.
Got out 3 blocks ahead and finished not sweaty with a record time that's never been beaten, never be beaten, and nobody had seen her before. And they're like, "What the fuck?" And then she fought it and was like, "I ran that, I did." She never backed it down. And then I think she tried to run it again, and but I don't know.
Failed miserably.
Yeah, I don't know.
When was this?
The late 70s, early 80s.
Okay.
Maybe, but it was before everybody had cell phones. But
Right.
yeah, she started the thing.
I'm gonna do that one day.
Yeah.
That's
Why used to be
amazing.
so easy.
Yeah.
You see Unsolved Mysteries episodes where people just show up in a new town. They're like, I have amnesia. I don't
Right.
know my name. Like, okay, you're Fred now. Come work in my mechanic shop.
Yeah, Fred seems to have a dark past.
Best not to question it.
But yeah, Rosie Ruiz, that's number one for me because I just think it's unhinged behavior.
Oh, yeah.
To just be like, not just like, let me finish, come in 76th place out of the hundreds of people that do it. And
Yeah.
it's just like, hey, I ran the marathon. You came in first. You were celebrated.
Yeah.
Like
You beat a world record or something.
and then people had to be like, we never saw her at these checkpoints in, Hopkinton or anything like that.
She never got a water,
Right,
a
yeah.
Gatorade, none of that
None of
shit.
the people ever saw her. So
I mean, the aha moment of being like, oh, it's so obvious. I'll take a cab to the finish line.
there are no rules
Yeah,
in
yeah.
the rule book that says you can't take a cab 24 of the 26.2 miles.
But then also the doubling down of no, I did it.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Number 2 for me is Michael Jordan's retirement. His retirement.
Oh yeah.
Because the conspiracy is that he was suspended from the league for all of his gambling debts because he was a degenerate gambler.
Right.
Right.
And that that's what got his father killed, which I do not think is true. I don't think his father was killed, but
It's funny though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Didn't they
I love murder on the side of the road when you're just trying to sleep it off.
they kind of bring that up in The Last Dance a little bit, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But I think Michael Jordan at the peak of his powers. He's winning championships, and all of a sudden, I'm going to go play AAA baseball
In Birmingham.
In Birmingham, baby. Yeah.
Did you ever get to go to a game?
Yes.
Yeah,
It's the only
Carter
Barons game I've ever seen is when Michael Jordan was playing.
You got to see Michael Jordan in his prime playing baseball.
As a Barons. Exactly. The only time I've ever seen Michael Jordan was playing fucking right field for the Birmingham Barons.
That's incredible.
And finally, for me, and being a Massachusetts guy, Deflategate, the Tom Brady.
Oh, of course.
yeah.
So here's what I liked about Deflategate is that
Of course you did, you dirty
Yes,
cheater. You
yes.
fucking cheating ass motherfuckers.
I love the logic of Deflategate. Is all right, the Indianapolis Colts are winning this game at the time, and the wide receiver catches the ball and is like, this is a little soft, and they bring it into the locker room. They're like, hey, Tom Brady's cheating. And the Patriots are losing at this point. And so then they replace all the balls because they're like, all right, what happened? Tom Brady comes out like a house on fire and puts up 30 points on him. Just like, oh, thanks, guys, for pumping up the balls for me. Those things were fucked up earlier. And now I'm going to... And the Patriots end up destroying them. And then there's an investigation into it, of course. And Roger Goodell, the commissioner, says, hey, Brady, we need to look at your phones to see if you're communicating with everybody. This is where Tom Brady, for all his faults, he did not give up his phone. He was like, fuck you. That is an overreach. You cannot do this.
Yeah.
Basically saved any NFL player for the rest of history, setting the president, don't give him your shit.
Yeah.
Because then the NFL would have been like, oh, we're going to investigating that. Kaepernick would have had to give up his phone for whatever,
Right.
Have you been discussing taking a knee or whatever? But
Right.
and Tom Brady didn't give it up, and nobody really talks about that aspect of it because everybody hates Tom Brady because he won so many championships, and he doesn't need any praise or whatever. But I just think that, it was such crap. It's like, wait, he's cheating with deflated ball. Now the Spygate thing, that was real. They were cheating their asses off with that shit. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying, baby.
Right. But
Deflategate was a non-thing.
yeah, but that's the one that gets the press because it's much easier to understand slightly deflated balls than it is to understand the whole everything that went into Bill Belichick fucking creeping around in a trench coat, looking at other teams' fucking playbooks
He's
and
got
shit.
a camera in a briefcase, and he's just like pointing it like this,
dressed like spy versus spy.
But yeah, and I mean, there was like multiple things that were just like, yeah, it's way harder to throw a ball like this. He was just making it like this is not cheating. If maybe he's a maniacal idiot that
Right, yeah.
right. That thinks this was
If it's
better.
cheating, it's the dumbest way to do it.
Right.
It's not. It's not. There's a reason they looked into it.
Yeah.
What? Wait, Sam, what is your team?
I like the Dallas Cowboys. I grew up in Texas, and they're losers. I'm not going to try to defend them as a good team.
Well, you're a 90s kid, though, so growing up, they were like
Yeah.
pretty hot shit.
Yeah, of
You
course.
know, Jerry Jones salting his chicken fillets is always a good thing. I mean, that dude dumps so much salt. Like, he's mummifying himself with what he eats.
He has access to the finest plastic surgeons in the country. He uses that frequently. But yeah, I don't know. It makes it easier to throw a ball in the cold that's deflated, or easier to catch. And that's the thing about the Patriots. That's the fucking thing. You don't know if they've done this before.
Yeah.
And that's more of the thing.
So you're gonna. Here's the other. My one retort. It's like the Patriots got caught. You know, like every team is cheating. You know, like in some way, like the Miami Dolphins. The away team stays on the side of the field that bright sunshine from Florida is playing. So everybody there's in 110-degree weather while the Dolphins are in the shade. You know, it's like that's not cheating, but that's fucked up. You know?
right.
Like,
Hey, blame nature on that one.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or
I'm
just how
blaming
they-
Gloria Estefan for how she designed that.
Yeah. No one had any control over how the stadium would be built.
Yeah.
There was never a discussion.
And nobody knows how the sun's going to shine.
Yeah,
day
you
to
don't
day.
know. The sun might go north to south one day. You don't ever know.
Who can tell these things?
Yeah.
But yeah, Patriots are dirty, rotten cheaters. I'll say, and that's fine. But every football team is a dirty, rotten cheater. Like the Seattle Seahawks, it was like hold on every play because they can't call it on every play, so they held on every play. You know, it's like
Yeah.
well, that's just how you're coached up, and it's just a slight advantage.
It's like the same thing you said though. Like, hey, I know he doesn't need any praise, but it's like the Cowboys in the '90s or like the Yankees for a time. So he's just the most like winningest quarterback of all time, but people are finding a reason to hate him.
Yeah, it's
But
like same with Patrick Mahomes now. He's
Yeah.
It's like I need a reason to dislike him, and it's his stupid wife and brother. You know?
it says more about all of our collective mental health.
What you got, Carter?
Well, I like I said, I'm not extremely knowledgeable on the subject of sports, but I did dredge up some things.
Okay.
I don't know if this qualifies as a scandal, but the Steve Bartman incident.
That was on my list.
for the
that's a
Chicago
scandal.
Cubs.
Poor motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, a
Changed
fucking
his name.
changed his had to move out of Chicago. Like me and Carly went to a Cubs game the
Yeah.
last time we were there at Wrigley Field. It's nice they like redid Wrigley Field and everything. But
Yeah.
And you wore your Cubs jersey that said Bartman on the back.
yeah, exactly. I wore my Bartman hat. I have a Bartman from The Simpsons shirt that I was wearing. But yeah, like she was telling me about that story, and obviously, it was as authentic a Cubs game as you could get because they lost, and but they fucking she was telling me about the Steve Bartman story, and guy was just happened to be there. I mean, like, but it was a really I think the Cubs were leading 3-0 in the series,
Yeah,
the playoffs, and it was very decisive.
Oh, yeah.
and he was just happened to be there and caught this fly ball that could have
Wasn't
easily.
the only one reaching out either. You know.
No,
No.
look, here's a picture of it right here. There's at least 6 people.
Yeah.
Reaching
It's a
out
fly
for it.
ball. That's what you do.
Lifelong fan Steve Bartman reached for and deflected a potentially playable foul ball in the 2003 National League Championship Series at Wrigley Field. The Cubs were just 5 outs from getting to the World Series, but collapsed. Bartman vilified.
He was so shamed in Chicago and Wrigleyville that he had to change his name and move, and he still hasn't moved back. I think it's something like the mayor or something pardoned him, like he did anything wrong.
That'll do it.
They had to,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
they had to make that 30
Rahm
for
Emanuel.
30 about him before people started feeling bad about it.
Yeah, and I was just
Absolutely.
like, this is so. like the sports fervor. I get it. Like getting like wrapped up in it is very fun. But it's just like, who cares that much? I mean, also when it's customary for the Chicago Cubs to lose, it's like you guys have another team. Like you have the White Sox.
There are people still to this day in Auburn, Alabama, that just curse the name of Eric Ramsey, an obscure player from the early '90s who basically got Auburn disqualified from a bunch of bowl games back in like 1992 because they were paying the players. And you're like, every college team's paying the players. He is a fucking snitch, but still.
By that degree, you know, maybe I'll eat my own words here because it's true. As an Alabama fan, the words Ryan Flugner hold a certain candor in history because it was Sean Alexander's last game and he missed a gimme field goal. And pulling a Flugner became a thing for a few years.
I
hope I didn't revive it now for our podcast.
I mean, they're raging about it.
They're raging. Leave this man alone. He's done enough. He's led a good life, I guess. All right. So that one I'd say number 2. Speaking of like hero worship of or the pressure that sports figures have to be, like the whole, you know, Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa, Royden scandal.
Oh,
you know?
yeah, sure.
I remember that during when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, I just collected baseball cards in a desperate effort to get into baseball. And I remember, like, I liked those cards, and then I remember thinking, like, oh, they're cheating. And then they look like professional wrestlers, and wondering if I cared that much that they were cheating.
Well, Sammy Sosa's body never really changed over his career.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, not
came in as a juiced guy.
I was going to say, and now he's white.
Yeah, he's bleached his skin thoroughly.
That's right.
White.
That's right.
I am.
Dude, the Barry Bonds transformation is he was so skinny.
He's got the Frankenstein head and everything.
Wasn't Jose Canseco juicing?
Oh
too?
my god, he is
clean.
His entire blood is HGH. Like, he doesn't have blood anymore, just fucking steroids.
Oh yeah, he could lift a car with one hand.
Yeah.
And then does OJ count?
Hell yeah. That's the biggest one of all time.
I mean, I was like, that was like the first thing. That was like the first crime I remember hearing about as a kid.
Yeah,
like,
I have residual memories of hearing the words the Menendez brothers, but I didn't know what it was. I just heard it all the time. OJ was the first one where I was like, I was a
I mean, it was a part of the tour we would give, for God's sake.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Oh, I still run people by Rockingham all the time.
Yeah. I mean, so I don't know, just for the amount of... I don't know, I guess personally...
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that, like, the car chase thing.
Fuck yeah.
And all that shit when I was growing up.
Yeah,
so.
we stopped my 4th grade class to watch The Verdict.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say to watch the car chase. That's unhinged. But my memory is like faulty on the car chase. In my mind, like OJ was driving, but he wasn't. He was in the back.
He was in the back,
gun to somebody or something.
To his own head.
Yeah,
to his own head, and they were like kind of going the speed limit, like it was slow. Like
it wasn't a high.
Who was driving?
Al Cowlings, who most people don't know. There's 2 Broncos. There's the one with the blood all over it, which was in evidence at that point. The Bronco that you see driving is not OJ's, it's Al Cowlings, who was such a fucking, mark for OJ. He bought his own Bronco identical to OJ's. Oh my God. There's 2 Broncos. There was
I was reading this book about Don Simpson, who's the producer of the Top Gun, who's a renowned piece of shit.
Maniac.
Yeah, he's a cocaine vacuum in the 80s.
Monster.
But it goes into like some of his coke dealers in it, and they talk about selling. This guy was selling coke to OJ and Kato Kalin, and they said that they were like going out on a McDonald's run, and it was like the night before they planned to do the murder or whatever.
Oh my God.
And he like watched. Allegedly, but they watched OJ and Kato do coke in this guy's car. So I was like, "There's a sports scandal, I guess."
Yeah, murder, quite scandalous.
Mm-hmm.
Sam, what do you got?
Well, I think, and this one, I don't know why it doesn't get talked about more. They act like they fixed it, but the NBA ref scandal.
Oh yeah,
where they got caught betting on games they were refereeing.
Yep,
making their own little bets. Like they would bet on like the first person to call a penalty in the game owes the other person like $100. So they would go through a game at the beginning and just not call fouls because they didn't want to lose a bet they made with the other referees and shit. They'd make games like that for themselves, and they would just rig games. They did. You know, they can call a foul anytime they want on any play, basically.
Yeah.
That sort of contact happens on every play. Just, you know, it's and yeah, it proved beyond a shadow of doubt that sports are rigged.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Totally.
And all it takes is one or two guys to really do it.
Yeah.
There was actually, on that, there was a play in the championship game this weekend that the Chiefs, like 3rd and 10, they blow it, and they're like, "Oh, that play was blown dead," and like nobody heard a whistle. And then they show a replay, and it's like, "There's a ref back here. It looks like he's blowing it dead." And it's like nobody heard a whistle, and they're like, "Oh, the crowd noise is so loud." It's like the Chiefs were on offense. It was like a church in there. It wasn't the Bengals on offense. So it is like,
and they let him do it again. Right?
Yeah, they gave him a do-over.
Yeah,
that was one of the worst officiated games I've seen recently on both sides. They're both getting penalties that were like, wait, what the fuck is happening right now? But
the refs, oh boy, don't even get me started on
when the
refs.
NFL rigging scandal comes out. Well, that's the thing. All these companies are going to start getting involved in sports scandals because they're all getting sponsored by DraftKings, which is a sports gambling website, and they're being like, "Hey, you should gamble on these games that we're rigging."
How do you feel about like athletes betting on themselves, like a Pete Rose situation?
That's fine.
Yeah. I feel like that was completely over the top. Like him being kept out of the Hall of Fame because he bet on himself. It's like,
that's the thing. He could be lying.
Well, he's in the Hall of Fame, though. He's in the WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, I see.
The most important.
Because he would come in and get pile driven by Kane every once in a while.
Yeah.
Him and Kane had a long-running feud.
Well, it's like with boxing, I get it. You could throw a boxing match, but it's like with baseball, it's like, what do you, like drop the bat or something? Like, I don't know.
And there's a recent thing with the UFC. One of the coaches,
James Krause,
stupidly went on television, went on the Ariel Helwani show, and started talking about how he gambles on MMA fights. And he's a big coach in the MMA community.
Yeah.
So he definitely has insider knowledge on fighters and all this shit. And he said he has a Discord he shares the information with. And he said he makes more money gambling than he does from coaching. So
he brags about this.
And recently he had a fighter that fought with a bum knee, like legitimately shouldn't have fought, should have pulled out of the fight.
The fight ended very quickly because of his pre-existing injury.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that guy got cut immediately, and James Krause is basically not allowed in Las Vegas anymore.
And they knew it was because the gambling line moved in a huge way all of a sudden. I think once James Krause knew he was going to lose for sure, told everybody in the Discord and whatever online, hey, here's a safe bet. And so, now they're being looked into. And DraftKings is a big sponsor. They tell people, oh, you should bet on this line and that line and shit like that. It's such an obvious fucking scam, but people are going for it.
Well, DraftKings is building like college facilities and shit like that now. Like, it's fucking insane.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah, sure. That shouldn't be on the state to do. Let's get a gambling website that definitely doesn't have ulterior motives for doing this.
I mean, that shit's fucking insane.
What else you got?
I mean, Sammy Sosa corked bat was a pretty crazy one.
Yeah.
One of the big home run hitters of all the time, caught using a corked bat, which
does it help that much with the corked bat?
Yeah, how do they do it? Do they core it out and then
I think so.
stick something in there and then
Fill it
cap
up.
it?
That's at least what it looked like in cartoons. I just thought it was like, oh, it makes the noise louder.
That's just, crazy to see one of the legendary players get caught cheating. You know, it's one thing if it's just some random guy, but it's like that guy was known for hitting home runs, and that kind of like ruined his whole reputation.
Yeah, it's like those guys that got caught with the weights and the fish. It's just disappointing,
It is.
to see a grand champion of this manner.
I love the pitchers that are always caught cheating because they're like touching the back of their hat where they have like some resin on.
The pine tar. Yeah.
And it's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, and that scandal came out, and then they were also just like, they all shrugged their shoulders like, everyone does it. It's just like one of those things.
fine.
It's kind of like a Lance Armstrong thing. Like he gets caught, and then like everyone who did the Tour de France is juicing, and like
it's like the Bill Burr thing. You're like, our juiced up guy beat your juiced up guy. Like, this is an even fight. Fuck you. Like,
I think also another one is the fall of grace that happened with Lance Armstrong and Tiger Woods being like Mr. America, eat your fucking vegetables
around the same time too.
And then came out that they were one one cheating, two. Other one was just like a drug addict cheating on his wife all the time.
Only
And-
12 mistresses.
Yeah,
Who among us hasn't?
Right.
Only some of them were porn stars.
Although still has a firm commitment to drunk driving, which I
Yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah, yeah.
He drove right off a cliff. and
Much
lived.
respect.
Yeah, much respect.
Sport takes
He's-
commitment.
Yeah, he's a great golfer, but he's an amazing drunk driver.
As a champion, do you take an Uber home? No.
No, you drive. You get full of Grey Goose and drive yourself.
Pop some pills.
Yeah,
do whatever
fuck yeah.
you need, have your wife run out and smash your fucking window with a golf club.
Yeah.
Every single one of us on this podcast lives that lifestyle and can agree with it.
Absolutely. My favorite thing, he did learn one thing, Tiger Woods, which was, he got his own car smashed the first time. The second time, it was a loaner from the club when he drove off the cliff. And,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. It's
Well, it's if it's a loner.
live and learn. Live and learn.
Fill the gas tank up before you leave it back.
Yeah.
You're good.
Hey, does he go up to the guy that runs it back? Yo, I'm sauced, man. I'm not driving my own car back. Like, give me the Range Rover.
I need something with 4-wheel drive. I need all-terrain vehicle here.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Is that three?
That's
you could
three.
also say the collusion of NBA players to start forming the powerhouse super teams,
Yeah.
which was illegal, and then kind of just looked the other way after LeBron James and Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade did it.
Was the NBA's viewership down at that time, and they were just like, "Fuck it, whatever, do anything you want. Let's institute a 5-point ball too."
Yeah, I don't know what was. I think they were doing well, but it was just LeBron wanted to win that championship that he needed to win to be the marketing genius brand he is today.
Right.
And then it just led to other teams doing the same thing. And now you just got the superstar teams, and then the teams that can't possibly compete with them ever because
Right.
they can't sign enough big players. So that was the thing. I don't know.
Well, that's
Sports are cool. I'm wearing a Kings jersey right now.
Yeah.
yeah. Hell
It's
yeah.
a pretty slick jersey, I got to say.
Oh, well, shout out to @Jess_W. That was a mighty fine top 3. If you've got a top 3 that you would like to hear us opine upon, please tweet at us @TheGoodsPod.
Sports. 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 Sports.
Y'all, we have time for just one more segment, and this is, of course, our jam of the week. Bill, I'm so sorry.
Oh, of course.
Listen,
I was like, we have
my people.
I was like, we got a Massachusetts guy coming in, and there was only one tune that I could think of to bring in the Massachusetts national anthem, of course.
Yeah. So I'm old enough to remember. So when the Dropkick Murphys first came out, they broke up because one of their songs was played on the radio, and like, we're not sellouts. Like, there's we're real punks, because they were singing like about skinheads on the MBTA and real punk shit.
Yeah,
This is the Mike McColgan era.
Yeah, this was and then that guy goes to be, like, their original lead singer goes off to be like a union plumber or something like that.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Street Dogs, dude.
Yeah, and it was in the Street Dogs. Yeah, and then they were just like, you know what? Hold on, we can make like $10 million by just being in The Departed once. You know?
Well, and speaking of sports, this is played in so many sports stadiums every fucking day.
Every UFC fighter comes out to this song. It's
Yeah.
like a contractual thing.
Yeah.
You know? It's-
Al Barr is the luckiest guy on earth.
Yeah, every white UFC fighter
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least. Yeah. And played, at least according to these comments, extensively at the University of Notre Dame, Fighting Irish. Obviously, they play that. The Red Sox play this shit. The Patriots play this shit. So just the residuals they're making off of their stadium stuff,
Right.
got to be insane. But yeah, this is of course.
This is the soundtrack to a bunch of like guys in Birmingham on St. Patrick's Day going, so proud to be Irish, bro.
Oh yeah.
I'm fucked up, dude.
Oh, they have found their way into these YouTube comments, I assure you.
God damn
So this is off of the 2004 album, The Warrior's Code. This has 121 million views, but the comments have been turned off for the official video because I assume it had turned into an active hate crime. So they just shut them down.
Have you watched the video? It's like the guys like beating people up, but they're like all old and super slow. It's like these are the least intimidating guys. Like if the Dropkick Murphys, even in 2004, were coming after me, they'd be like, "What are you doing?" You know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The way the comment system is laid out for the music on YouTube makes zero sense.
Oh yeah.
Because if you put it as a for kids, like if it's not a dirty song or whatever, the comments automatically are turned off.
Yeah.
So
strange.
Since this is such a clean song, the kids can't get into a political race war. In the comments.
Yeah, so
I forgot how short the song is as we've been talking.
No, I know. So I had to go into the various lyric videos and other YouTube stuff. So
various Departed trailers.
Yes, yeah. So I ended up sifting through about 10,000 comments or so, and y'all, I found the best. So let us now dip down into the YouTube comment section of the Dropkick Murphys. I'm shipping up to Boston. First up, Beyond from 2 years ago. So I heard this song on Instagram and I didn't know the name. I found it by simply Googling angry Irish song.
10 million hits, but this is number one.
I mean, I can't argue.
Out Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
Yeah. Guanato 92 from 9 years ago. This song makes me think of SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, and Mr. Krabs, all buffed up with 5 o'clock shadows, wearing sailor clothes, all drinking at a bar in Bikini Bottom.
I was like, this is turning into like porn.
That's fanfic right there.
Just Patrick looking all fucking buff. He's
buff.
Yeah,
he's fucking SpongeBob.
He says they're chilling at a bar in Bikini Bottom where they fight a bunch of drunken built sailors. I'm high as hell.
Wait, was this like used on a SpongeBob show? Like what listening to this makes you think of SpongeBob? Like
apparently so.
He's high as hell.
He's high as hell.
Yeah, he's high as hell. He's high as hell.
He's high as hell as SpongeBob in a bar fight.
Well, and I think correctly he's noticed that this is a pirate song.
Yeah.
Which is not a thing most people fucking notice. This is a song about being on a ship.
His school counselor's like, and how many times a day do you ship up to Boston?
Oh, right.
Do you ship up to Boston before school?
Gigio Cariniello from 10 years ago. I'm Northern Italian, but I like this fucking Irish. I think the Irish is the Northern Italian of North Europe.
No, it's not. Listen, as an Irish guy from Massachusetts, hey, shut your mouth, Italian guy. Get out of here.
I've been to Northern Ireland and I've been to Northern Italy. Nothing alike. Stephen Purdy from 11 months ago. My girlfriend hates my Irish drinking songs, so maybe I should play this one just to piss her off when I'm over at her place, so she'll kick my Irish ass out, and then I could go back to my place.
The bar.
I know this is one she would really hate. There's a thought.
Is he being held prisoner by it?
Yeah, like you can go, dude. Yeah.
I'm going to drink at my place.
You can just be at your place. You don't have to bring anybody into this.
And he says Irish drinking songs. She just hates you being drunk at her house. Doesn't care about the music.
Yeah,
kicking over chairs
act while you're drunk. Yeah, that might be the problem here, buddy.
Just kicking over lamps, being like, I lost my leg! Mr. Dial Zero from 9 years ago. Thumbs up if you're listening to this on St. Patty's Day in Boston and you're not Irish, but you got really drunk and you just face planted on the asphalt.
Hell yeah.
It's like, dude, that guy got blood on his phone typing that.
Yeah, so he's bloody, concussed, and like, hold on, I got to comment on a YouTube video.
Wait, I've got the perfect song, guys.
Well, what happened is he was listening to this on his phone, missed the curb. He was so busy jamming out.
And his phone was about to go to like sleep, so he was like swiping it back up so he could still listen because he doesn't pay for premium.
Wait, there's an ad for PragerU. Wait up, man.
Yeah, I got to go through the ads.
Will Manchese from 2 years ago. Well, my mom has started with me again. My dad shouldn't have went to jail. You shouldn't charge somebody who's standing still. My dad has slapped me in the face. He booted me in the eye, challenged me to a fight, and said I was going to get put in a straitjacket. Richie then cheap-shotted me. I texted Bruno. I just shake my head. I had the right to punch my dad. He jumped on top.
This all makes sense to me. I don't know. That's a Massachusetts guy. It doesn't make sense to me.
This is the song you punch your dad to.
Yeah. Bill's just nodding along and we're all scratching our heads.
He jumped on top of me as I was lying down. He committed a sinful act by strangling me. I should have had more fucking money and I shouldn't have been held in a New York Presbyterian hospital.
Hey, this is what happens. All right?
This one was very interesting. Nick Knight from 10 years ago. This song is there. Walking into Lindemann Center, which is where you go if you have mental health issues. Great song anyway. I always love Boston.
Yeah, all right, fair enough.
And I'm like, are they playing this song over and over at mental hospitals in Boston? Because that's what this seems to suggest.
It's calming for those people.
This is background noise in Boston. This is white noise. Everybody goes to sleep to this.
Like as soon as you step into an elevator.
Yeah.
Steve Johnson from 2 years ago got family in Southie. When Antifa comes there to side, I played this. Usually a couple of Antifas go down my family's block and get clobbered by my cousins and their neighbors.
Yeah.
It's still very heavy Irish when in Boston. Don't act a fool in Southie.
Oh, yeah, you better watch. Yeah, have anybody seen The Town before?
I know. I just think it's funny because, of course, Antifa stands for anti-fascist, and the song was written by Woody Guthrie, a man who literally has "This machine kills fascists" written on his fucking guitar.
Listen, that doesn't mean anything to people that know some cousins from Southie.
No, that's
true. You walk down their block.
You've never gotten drunk and punched your dad into this shit. You don't understand.
Hacking G from 5 months ago. I'm actually going to Boston as of next month, so
Don't.
so I can't wait to sow my long lost family. LOL. I never seen it all, just random strangers, but yeah, LOL. Still family by bloodline. May the Irish and Scottish blood like the Celtic American and Scotch Irish, badass, live on. I think every day, what would be a good war band?
How many Boilermakers before?
I like this phrase. What would be a good war band to do if we had one?
War band?
And I was like, do you mean a band or a war?
You think that means like intense metal band? That probably a war band is like Three Doors Down or like
yeah.
Godsmack.
Yeah, funded by the military.
Like Godsmack, also Boston band.
Oh, that's right, Sully Erna.
Yeah, Brockton, Massachusetts. Actually, City of Champions. No big deal.
He says, Dropkick Murphys, the most respected punk rock or rockabilly of our time. I'm learning guitar at some point. I'm going to attempt to play this song on an electric guitar.
Whoa! He's gonna play this song on electric guitar?
You can get all three of those chords.
Yeah.
We should message that guy and see if he did it.
I mean, listen to the guitar. All it is the dun dun.
He probably thinks the violin is the guitar.
Yeah, the accordion.
And Dropkick Murphys have like I think like 8 or 9 guitar players,
Right.
all playing 3 chords.
I got a couple more here. Row Download from 11 years ago. I feel like beating up and breaking the legs of my ex-girlfriend's boyfriend when I listen to this song. Right,
This
cool.
is a real, like, take your shirts off, let's fight in the front yard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Put this song on type of song.
Oh, yeah. Very similar. OG Juggalo 4545
Oh, yeah, I
from
like
10
where
years
this is going
ago.
already.
I drank till now, 4 a.m. to this song, and I'm still drinking.
He just smashed a beer bottle over his head. All right, done drinking.
Fuck you, fucking Ireland.
Oh, hey!
Whoa, whoa,
Watch your mouth.
Whoa.
We're not talking about the Italians here. We're talking about Ireland.
Proud people.
Ice Dragon from 9 years ago. Well, me and my girlfriend just broke up.
It's a breakup song, too, as well as a fighting
He says, this adds to my anger and make me want to get in a fight that much more. Ice
Be
Dragon.
hungry for fight.
Ice Dragon, chill out. I got two.
Are any of I'm Irish too. Is anyone else Irish here?
I mean, I'm Alabama white trash, so Scotch Irish, presumably.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
Langley
same.
is Irish.
Langley's English is shit. Yeah, it is. It is like the most podunk. Like our castle was gone in like by 1200. Yeah, VLC from 1 month ago. I was trying to look up that "I Set Fire to the Rain" song, and lo and behold, it doesn't understand what I said. So instead, it types "I am Boston." Somehow, and this pops up, and it's honestly better than any song that woman has ever made.
Whoa.
It's like, first of all, shots fired at Adele unnecessarily, but also this finally confirms the thing we've always suspected, which he says it somehow, like he says it, and it fucking misrepresents what he's trying to type. So these dudes are doing text or speech to text.
Yeah, yeah.
100%.
Okay.
But I like that he was so fucked up. He tried to say, "I set fire to the rain," and it came up with "I am Boston." And he still found his way to this song.
This is what came up. Like,
Yeah.
Googling "I am Boston." Like, Boston's the city's SEO is fucked by the Dropkick Murphys.
And this last one here, you know how sometimes you're in a situation and it doesn't go your way and the rest of the week you're thinking about what you should have done.
Oh yeah.
That's never happened to me.
I nail everything perfect. I think this is what is happening here. Interstellar Lapis from 6 years ago. That feeling when some guy talks shit to you at the bar, but you ignore him because you came to have a good time and you don't want to do anything stupid. Then you down your third glass of scotch and you begin smiling to yourself, looking back at him and then quietly laughing. You can almost feel the blood in your veins boiling and a tingling sensation coming over the back of your head and neck. You order another beer. Down it in one go.
That's a good writer.
And
you know, like I'm visualizing all of it.
I know. I'm there with him. Yeah.
Then you get up and go to the washroom. Your buddy stops you.
Masturbate. You go to your car. You masturbate again.
You shit on the toilet paper to say fuck you to everybody else.
You
cry. You shit your pants.
You put fucking paper towels in the sink for some reason.
Feel the blood throbbing to your cock.
The guy that you've been looking over your shoulder walks in.
You go to the washroom. Your buddy stops you and tells you it's not worth it. You say you're just taking a piss. You get up and on your way. There you go. You're walking beside the guy, and then you smash a bottle in his fucking face. It's on, bitch! And that...
That's why you don't drink.
That...
Yeah. I gotta say,
shout out to Massachusetts, the Bay State in the fucking house.
This is the end of a dry-nuary for me.
Oh boy,
a dry January.
Uh-oh, is this triggering you?
No, it's just a reminding. It's like, yeah, drinking sucks.
So this doesn't make you want to just down a drink.
Oh yeah.
Call up your dad and say, "Fuck you, Dad." Yeah. Take a swing at your mom and say, "I never asked to be born, Mom."
All right, get out of the car. We're fighting in this Quiznos parking lot, Dad.
Yeah, and just going out and having like a good time.
That is the Dropkick Murphys, and that is our program. Bill Conway, where can the people find you on the internet?
You don't need to follow anything around me, but thehardtimes.net is always a website that anything on there somehow I've touched in some way. So if it sucks, you can blame me. But if it's good, you also have to say, hey, Bill, you did all right there. You know,
fuck yeah.
And we're on.
You usually do all right.
Yeah, hopefully. And we're on Instagram at the Hard Times News, Twitter at Real Punk News, because we didn't think to get a better handle way back in the day. And then nobody uses Facebook anymore. So just, Instagram, the Hard Times News. Follow it, share an article, tell your dad after listening to the Dropkick Murphys, like, hey, you got to follow this or I'm going to kick your ass. You know?
In the Quiznos parking lot.
Yeah, exactly. Where else are you going to fight your dad?
Absolutely. Carter, where can people find you?
Carter_Glasscock on Twitter and Instagram. And TikTok.
And
yes.
YouTube.
And YouTube.
Yeah.
And you can catch my set that I did for the show called Laugh After Dark, live in Las Vegas on Amazon Prime.
Amazon Prime. And as I've said the past couple weeks, if you go to YouTube, give Carter a thumbs up on that video, write a nice comment, and then just message me and say, hey, I bigged him up, and I'm going to mail you a free sticker, free of charge.
Every day, my boy, looks at that YouTube page.
Yeah.
And he goes, Daddy, why aren't there more likes? And I go, well, it's because no one likes me, son.
Well,
and you could change that, Stutterverse.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make my son happy.
Do it, or he's going to have to fight him in the fucking parking lot of Quiznos.
Yeah. We go to Quiznos every day for lunch.
Sam, where can people find you?
They can find me at Slam Harder on No, not on Instagram anymore. Fuck that. That's my old account that sucks. If you're on Instagram, you got to find Sam Harder 666, the account that rules. And if you're on Twitter, Slam Harder. If you're on TikTok, Slam Harder. Check me out. I've been streaming video games with my roommate AJ.
Oh, hell yeah.
We play Donkey Kong Country and die a lot.
What, the new one, the Tropical Freeze?
No, the SNES Classic one.
Yeah.
I wish I had Tropical Freeze. That game rules.
Dude, hit me up. That's like one of 3 video games I know how to play.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
AJ's just learning about it for the first time, so it's funny to see somebody play a game that's extremely hard.
Yeah.
Back when they made games extremely hard on purpose.
That's why I said know how to play. I didn't say I was good at it, but I at least am familiar with the controls and
the jumping and the moving left and right.
The mine cart level. Oh,
that's
fuck
so
yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
That's so fun. We're trying to get better at it. You know, it's Donkey Kong Country. It's TikToks though. I've seen some of the listeners in there
Oh, is that right?
Tom Sherlock was in there.
Oh, dude, shout out to Tom
saying
in
the words
Utah.
hype sauce.
Fuck yeah. You will know us by the mention of hype sauce, please.
Yeah. One time some guy came in and he's like, are they playing Donkey Kong? And some other guy was like, yeah, they keep dying though. So you could be one of those guys,
dude,
who sees how bad we are at this game.
Fuck yeah. Check out Sam, check out Carter, check out The Hard Times. And Bill, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. You can find every episode ever. I actually just put up a clip from the Just Bleed Guy episode that Bill and I did with Dr. Pat and Sam back in 2018. That's at youtube.com/thegoods-pod.
I was very bloody that day, remember?
He was literally bloody, yeah.
Most of my memories of you come from hanging out in that parking lot at the rat-infested sports bar that we used to do comedy at.
Public house, dude. Yeah, that's where I met. That's where I met Bill. Yeah,
Sam's in a Hard Times article pictured in that jersey.
I got to be a Hard Times model too during that open mic.
I remember a lot of good Hard Times models at that open mic.
Yeah. But yeah, find the show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. As I mentioned, youtube.com/thegoods-pod. Best way to support the show, patreon.com/thegoods-pod. Going to be talking about Nothing But Trouble later this week with Andy Awancio, who just put out a brand new EP on Radland Records called Hard Trans. Check that out. Second best way to support the show, head over to iTunes, rate, review, and subscribe. Show that attitude of gratitude, because if you do not have the attitude of gratitude, Daddy, we're taking you into the rabbit hole room. The Goods from the Woods was recorded and edited by me, Rivers Langley. You can find our show on Twitter at The Goods Pod. Our theme song was composed by Jonas, the Space Cowboy.
This was a Brain Freeze podcast.